Hello and welcome to WBG, Which Board Game Should I Buy? I just went to Origins Game Fair last week and had so much fun. It was my first board game convention. And as I was looking through some other YouTube channels that I watch and watching the Origins Game Fair website, I still had a lot of questions. And so since I've gone to the fair, I kind of wanted to do a run through of what are some of the best things to do at Origins. How do you register? Is it worth registering for events? So I kind of wanted to just go through my feelings about it and kind of hopefully give you some information in case you're planning on going to Origins. First of all, a few months before you go to Origins, you can get on and register for the actual fair. It was $60 for us this year to attend all 5 days, and I attended 3 of those 5 days. And then you can get different tickets for different things. So it was $60 to get in, but then if you want to attend different things, then you could pay an extra $20. For example, the boardroom. We went ahead, me and my friend that attended went ahead and paid the extra $20 for the boardroom. And the boardroom, let me tell you a little about it. There are lots of areas in the convention center to play games. There's tables everywhere, you can just sit down at a table and play games. If you pay the $20 to get into the boardroom, there's a big huge library of games, and you just leave your ID and you could check a game out. And it was open, I think, till midnight. No, I think it was open till 1 o'clock every night. After the exhibit halls closed and we were done playing games wherever we would go to the boardroom and we would check out a game. Now, if you want more people to play with you, you would put out a cone with the box lid on the cone. That means that your game is open for people to come and play with you. So sometimes I would just go and look what cones were out, and if there was a game I was interested in, you could sit down and play. So most nights we would grab our food and go to the boardroom and pick out a game. Also in the boardroom, they had golden tickets inside some of the games. So if you happened to check out the right game, you won a free game, which was fun. That just encouraged you to check out more games. So should you buy the boardroom ticket? $20. If you have the money to do it, just buy it. To me, it was worth it. We could have not done it. We could have just sat right next to the boardroom where all the tables were and for free and played our own games that we brought. But my friend doesn't play as much board games as me, so it was kind of nice because I had talked to her about some games during the week. Like Splendor, she'd never played, and so I went and checked that out so that she could learn to play it. And they just have so many games there that if there's a game you haven't played that you didn't happen to buy, it's nice to be able to go just check out a game. And it's also nice that other people are there playing and there's the cones, so you have people to play with, or you can put your own cone up and invite people to come play with you. So I just loved the whole idea of it. So the boardroom, if you can buy it, buy it. If you don't care to stay out that late, if you're not going to be there past 6 every night, I would just skip buying the boardroom ticket. But we used it every night, so I would encourage you to do it if you're interested in staying late and if you want to play games that you didn't buy, if you want to play other people's games. Otherwise, like I said, there's tables all around where you can just sit down and play games whenever you want. Okay, signing up for events. On the website, it was sort of a nightmare signing up for events. I couldn't figure out where to do it. The only place I could find when the event thing opened was on the Facebook channel. I couldn't find it on the website anywhere. I later discovered that if I go to the website and I sign into my own registration, I could register from there, but it didn't work that good, so I had to find Facebook and use their link to sign up. So it was sort of just a bad experience registering for events. Some people don't register for events, so most of the games that you can just sit down and play and register for, board games, are $2, and so you can pre-register for those, or you can get one of these. It's a generic token. You can also pre-order these, so when you get there they'll give you your generics. You can buy generics online when you register for events. It's a $2 token, and some places they'll say, okay, it's cost a generic or 2 generics or 8 generics to sit down and play, and so you just give them one. Or like I said, you can pre-order for that event. So I pre-ordered to sit down for, I think, 6 board games, and I ended up doing about 4 of those because I got distracted doing other stuff and I forgot that I had a board game to go to, and then one got canceled. And then one we signed up for was Play to Win. So we were supposed to play and win. And then after my friend won, they didn't give it to her. They said it was a misprint in the sign-ups. So it's kind of, I liked that I'd signed up for games, especially at the beginning when I didn't really know what was going on. And there were games I really wanted to try. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I signed up for some board games that I was wanting to try. The thing is, you need to know what you want to play before you go. So if you're not sure of that, then just order some generics when you register for events. And then just take these, and then if there's a space, you can just sit down. A lot of the games, though, didn't require any fee at all. They just want you to sit down and play. Like I went to Renegade Games and I just sat down and played a bunch of games. So a lot of them don't require the generic token, but it's good to have. A few times I had to run out and get them for things I wanted to do. CMON Games had a tournament that was 4 generics. And so my friend had to run out and grab us some. So it's good to just have these in case you need them for something. And that is registering for events. I recommend it if there's something you really want to do. Some games you really want to play. And you might want to just get on and see. But it was a pain to register. Hopefully next year will be better. I had mentioned the tournament from CMON Games. There are some tournaments there. Some are national tournaments, and you had to pre-register and win nationals and stuff. But there's other tournaments where you can just enter to win, like 16 people enter, and then the top score wins. So those are kind of fun. Like I said, I did one with CMON twice, and I ended up winning a $25 gift card, which was nice, which I could spend towards their games. Food. There is a food court in the convention center, and we ate there one night and it was really good. We went over to North Market, which was amazing. It was one place I really wanted to go, being in Ohio my first time. And there was an Italian place with all kinds of Italian sauces. Yeah, it was really good. And then they have a Greek restaurant. They have Mexican. Had to get some baklava at the Greek place. Also, Rio Grande had their own food they were providing for whoever was playing their games, so we ate there quite a bit, and it was delicious. So you might want to check out the Rio Grande room if you're there. Okay, when you go to Origins, there's the exhibit hall that this year was in the middle, and then they had 2 gaming halls on the sides. And so in the exhibit hall, which is in the middle, that's only open from like 10 to 6. And that is the place where most of the publishers are selling their games. And that's where the lines are. If there's a new game coming out, like Reef was coming out, The Mind was coming out, the New Century game was coming out, and so people were running in there to get in line for the new games that were coming out. There's a lot of little companies in there trying to get you to play their games, but it's just so fun going in there and looking at all the games. Cool Stuff was in there. That was the one company that sold a bunch of different people's games. So I bought a bunch of games from them because some of the older games weren't at the convention that I was hoping to get. It was mostly just newer games, but Cool Stuff had some that I had on my list, so I was excited that they were there. So the exhibit hall, just companies with their new games. And some of the games that you play there, you play it and you're all excited to buy it and they're like, it's not available yet, or oh, it's sold out. So that's frustrating. So if you want to play games to think what you want to buy, you might want to ask before you sit down if this game's available to buy or if it's just going to be available next year or whatever, because there's all kinds of games. And you're just not sure. I wanted Junk Orbit so bad and it was sold out. I played it and I was going to buy it and then it was sold out. So, frustrating. Okay, and then we have the two gaming halls, and they were on either side. And there were some companies there, like CMON was there, and there's a few other companies. Yellow was over there, had a big, huge booth, but they weren't selling their games there. They were just playing their games there. So you had to go into the exhibit hall to buy Yellow games. But CMON you could buy. But all the companies that are on the gaming halls, although the gaming halls are open until like 1 in the morning, all the companies close down at 6/2 in the gaming halls. So the gaming halls are open late, but everything closes down, so they're just open basically to play games. There were some companies outside that weren't in the gaming hall or the exhibit hall. Rio Grande was selling games in the exhibit hall, but they had their own special room. And a few other companies had their own special rooms that weren't in either place. So when you go, make sure to look for those. There's also Dungeons and Dragons and all kinds of other kind of games and costume contests and film contests and all kinds of stuff which I don't go to and I didn't go to. I just mostly went to play games and find out what games I like to show you guys and to play for myself. So, if you have any other questions about Origins that I might know, comment below. Like I said, it was my first year going. To sum up, it was so amazing. It was so fun. Everybody was so nice. People would ask if I wanted to come join their game. People asked if they could come join our game. Everybody was, there was kids there, and we played some games with families, and I played with so many people and met so many great people, and it was just such a great experience. So I hope I can go again. I'd like to try some other conventions. There's Gen Con and Dice Tower Con and a few others that I would like to try. Anyway, I thought it was amazing. So, like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.